Hello, Jersey Shore, Season 2, Episode 5 review. Dinosa here. Got more complicated notes, just kind of go here, keep my trace. It's like, kind of cruise down, make sure I'm saying the right information. I'm jumping around a little bit because there's so much recapping between these episodes. I mentioned that before. I just wanted to let you know that what you're dealing with. On that, mainly what recapped on this episode on here is them writing this note, this brilliant idea of a note. Okay. You know, it's just, in this world, it should just be easier, they told them, but I already gave my piece on that. But anyway, as time goes on, JWoww and Snooki are going to go out, but before this happens, Snooki actually tries to mend things with Emilio, and Emilio is just not having it. Now, why Snooki ever did that, I know Snooki's very sensitive. She shouldn't have done that. She'd been like, whatever. You know, I didn't hook up with any guys. I got drunk, and I kept myself attacked to call you and talk to your dumb ass. And you're calling me on the phone saying I'm doing blah, blah, blah. Whatever. I agree with her, but I don't know. I'm not a girl. I can't speak for that. But what she was telling him is I was going to a gay pride parade. And, you know, at first I was like, huh? But then I thought about it. I said, well, for a girl's point of view, that makes sense. Because she doesn't have to worry about some dudes trying to get at her. And if they're more comfortable, they feel more like girls. They can go out and have fun, they can drink. And they have dudes they can lust with, but they don't touch. They don't have to worry about getting anything on there. Not my cup of tea, but in the girl's point of world, it works. Now, I will say that my experience with gay guys is that they do make good mochas. I'm not a coffee drinker, but every girl that I've gotten a mocha for said the gay guys make the best mochas. Leave it at that. You figure that out. Not my thing on that. But anyway, on that, Snooki tried to amend things with the media. Why? I don't know. On that, and Mike is DTF with the girls. On that, and they get into a kind of a funny situation here with the girls where they brought a couple of girls over from the club, but then another girl and a hippopotamus show up. And Mike's like, so we're gonna, and this is the last episode, they brought a couple of girls back. Well, Ronnie's puking up a storm. But anyway, they brought them up, and they said, okay, we gotta regroup here. And this time Mike took one for the team. He told Vinny and Polly, you go deal with those girls, and I'll go over here and I'll separate the girl from the hippopotamus. I'll put the hippopotamus to bed and I'll mess around with the girl, and then it's all good. By some miracle, this actually paid off and it worked. In my world, that would never have, there was something would have invariably gone wrong on that. It was amazing what they pulled off, but they did, and the girls are oblivious to it because the way they timed their exit, it was beautiful. I mean, kudos, guys, you did great on that. I couldn't have done anywhere near that. That was genius planning on that. So anyway, they wake up the girls, kick them out, and Mike said he's not going to the gym because he needs to getting the food, but he told Angelina to clean the sink, and Angelina started like, you know, F you and all that. He says, better yet, hit the elliptical and drop that fat ass of yours here. And she's like, oh, you're an idiot. Oh, that's whatever. Heard it, been there, done that. Let's get this music keep going. So I know the music with it makes it better than my voice talking. So anyway, Nicole is upset over Emilio and crying in the street, and she's just feeling so lost and alone. Nicole's a very emotional person, and I can see why, because just personality. That's her personality. That's what it is. She's very personality, very overreactionary to a lot of stuff, and it shows constantly where she cares so much about people, but she wears her heart on her sleeve, on her shoulder. I mean, on that, it really does. On that, she don't like you, she'll tell you, and when her heart's breaking, she'll let it go, and some guys can't handle that because they don't know how to deal with that. This crew has friends, they can handle it a little more because they understand it on that. But anyway, Angelina on that, and is out with him, and they're here on the asparagus night. And then what happens is Mike is cooking family dinner, and then he was teasing Angelina, oh, it's asparagus night, Angela's excluded here, and she's like, I don't care, and that, and he's like, okay, fine, you want to go, you know, I'm just telling you to get the sink, and she was like, oh, whatever, you know, and they kind of, everything seems kind of cool at that point, but we'll see. On that, and Snooki's so upset, she wanted to go out, but then she didn't, and then she came, I want to burn pictures, so he brings a picture of her and Emilio out to burn them, and everyone couldn't believe she was doing this, and so they wanted to watch her burning stuff. Now, before Mike came back for dinner, Snooki was so upset she was outside smashing dishes, and they thought the place was robbed or something because they didn't want to go in and see what it was. But so anyway, on the note, they did leave that note on depending on the letter and the timing of the letter here, but they did leave the note. Sammy did find it. And both Nicole and Snooki, I'm sorry, Nicole and JWoww are like, oh my God, what's going to happen? You know, what are we going to do? And it's kind of going back and forth, and they're terrified. And then they end up going to work, and they say, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to go home because I don't want to deal with this note. And then this whole time. And then, of all people, Vinny, which actually Vinny was one of the more honest ones. He did cause a little trouble, but he told Ronnie of the note. Said, hey, this note was going out, you gotta go take care of this. And Ronnie went to Sammy and says, what is this note? And Ronnie actually confessed to Majoy. He sort of, and forgot stuff, claimed drunk incompetency. Video's hard to debate, but he says this, yes, I did do this, yes, I do this drama, and he says, I confessed everything. Surprised he could have denied the whole thing. Said they were just, it would have been the easy way out, but he really did. So I mean, that does show that Ronnie does care about Sammy a lot, to enough to confess to her. Says, yeah, I did do this. I was an idiot. I was mad. I was upset. We weren't seeing each other, and it was going back and forth. So anyway, JWoww and Nicole are at work, and JWoww decides to call in to talk to Sammy, see if she has. Talk to Angelina. Well, JWoww calls in. Guess who picks up the phone? Sammy. And Sammy goes like, hi, did you leave a note? And you're like, what note? Let me give you a little hint. Anyone, you ask a question, and you say, did you leave me a note or something? They go, oh, they're lying. Because if they were telling the truth, they said, no, I didn't. I'm like, what note what are you talking about? I didn't leave you a note. It's been that different. And I'm like, no. You know, come on, you're lying. I mean, I know you're young. I know people are out there young. Get with it. If you don't lie better. And lie simple. But, I mean, you really shouldn't lie, because it's just a lot easier telling the truth. And believe me, I'm trying to learn this lesson hard on that. And so, anyway, they're trying to find out, and then Mike's laughing because the girls told the note was found. Mike's like, oh. And then they find the note, and they read the note themselves like they never saw it before. And Mike is clowning it, thinks it's funny. He says, well, it's all true because it's on paper. And Mike was kind of stirring up. He never really admitted he was there and it was true. He just said if it's on paper, it must be true. Anyway, Ronnie's not stupid. Ronnie knows it's Snooki and JWoww. He has a suspicion with Angelina on that, but he wants to talk to Sandy. Ronnie calls X to get Sammy back because Sammy is not communicating with him, and Ronnie is somewhat tortured in this whole thing, and it kind of goes back and forth. But anyway, coming up next on that, we'll find out with episode 6 on what happens at this point. Be there.